Oi! Oi! Yeah, it's recording. It's cool. It's cool. Oh.
Are we in the game?
Yeah, just play.
How many? Go ahead, Nirvana. NHG.
That's how we do it. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. NHG. Do you want to give her a little introduction? Huh? Okay. Come give a little introduction, mate. I don't mind you fixing it up.
All right then. Hello, people, family. This is your holistic nurse Nirvana Maat, and I am coming to you from 25 Brixton Station Road, Netta Vital Health Store for your mind, body, and soul. Did you hear that? For your mind, body, and soul. Where's the horns? And we got a special guest with us today. We are speaking to Darryl Whittaker. What do we usually call him, Mikel? Is it the
Astro
Weatherman? But he's going to give us some details as to who he is and what he is doing. And yeah, Mikel, you can take over.
Thank you, Nirvana. She forgot to tell us where we're at, though. We are. You did.
Yeah.
We're Netta Vital family, but obviously we got to promote where we're at, family, because this podcast wouldn't be taking place if it wasn't for this spiritual health store right here, Netta Vital, the home of spiritual health in the heart of Brixton, family. Right now, I'm with my brother Darryl. We're drinking some blood cleanser tea. Let me cheers to you, my brother.
Cheers, brother.
Here's to a wonderful conversation. We're about to get into it today, family. It's been, my bro, what going?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited, man.
Let's get into it today because, again, this podcast is all about, like, a lot of people ask me to be on this podcast, yeah? Mm-hmm. And I say no to a lot of people because actually everyone who I bring on here is very intentional because of the journey that I've seen them take. The people I like to bring on here are people who've walked a particular path, who've carried their own spiritual path in a certain way, you know, and people I see out doing the work, yes, on themselves first, you see, and then they're out here sharing it. And so you're someone who I definitely wanted to speak to because for the longest while since we started this journey of ROHO House in 2020, and we was doing our group sessions on Maat, which is now developed to Maat People. You was in every single class.
Come on.
Every single breakdown, every single master session, Darryl was there, giving feedback, going in. But Darryl was also very proficient in the area of astrology. And you always used to provide your anecdotes, your astrological anecdotes.
Come on.
You see, to the conversations we were having around spirituality. And so, yeah. And you've been very instrumental in that. We've done a lot of different collaborations. I've referred people to you for birth charts. Hey, let me tell you something. Some of my sisters, my actual real life sisters, might be vexed about this. But like, I didn't understand this chart thing until Darryl started breaking it down. I don't know if it's a man thing, but like when Darryl started breaking the charts down, I was like, oh, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Before, it's something I just like to hear my sisters talk about, you know? And even now I'm still like that. But when you broke it down, I was like, oh, I understand how this makes sense. So Darryl, who are you and what are you here to do in this world currently?
I like that question. So, Darryl, spiritual life coach, and it really is my job to bring down divine masculinity back into the spiritual community. We speak a lot about divine femininity. It's so normal for us to speak about this, but there is a certain level of discernment, a certain level of tolerance around spiritual practice that I feel like has been lost. And as someone who's been fiercely disciplined in my spiritual practice because I was raised by a deeply spiritual man, I've seen that there is a gap there. And so until men step back into their true masculine, which is making sure that we're disciplined, we're consistent, you know, and we're able to create the spiritual walls needed to protect our women and children, I truly feel...
Come on, give him a lighter. Give him some lighter, man.
We're going to continually go down this path at the moment, which is leading very much towards almost like chaos. But there's a time coming, you know, the time is almost here. And we need the men to stand back up, to claim their kingship.
No jelly back, man.
No jelly back, man.
No
Yes.
jelly back, man. Strength.
And really reclaim their kingship so that we can actually lead our people back to heaven. Because that's the aim of the game.
That's the aim of the game.
You know, peace, pleasure,
Come on.
power,
Come on.
purpose,
Come on.
clarity,
Come on.
truth,
Amen.
strength. These are the things that we need to be pushing forward as men first.
First, yes. 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 Kingship.
Kingship.
Talk to me about kingship. Everyone likes to throw around this word king, 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 king. But the way I feel you coming at it is from a much more structured place, you know? A king is just not because you got black skin. You know what I'm saying? What does it mean to be a king?
To be a king, you are the one who holds the responsibility of your people. You're the person who goes out there first. When you look at what kings used to be, it was, yes, you could be born into kingship, but there was a responsibility towards kingship. They were up first. The reason why they had people put their garments on for them is because consistently they had to be thinking about their purpose.
Yes, yes, yes.
So thinking about their clothes was not something that they needed to do.
You see that?
They were signing papers. When you see the kings, that you're coming and you're speaking to the king, he's already signing papers. He's already working. He's already done his training for fighting. You know, the children are trained on how to fight, how to speak multiple languages. They knew spiritual principle. They lived it.
Yes.
But nowadays we say you're a king just because you're born with, you know, you're born with it. But that's a very feminine principle. You're born with your femininity. You're born with your needs. You're born with your emotions, even in astrology, right? You're born without a conscious mind. Masculinity is something that is developed.
It's built.
Yes, it's built, through struggle, through pain, through loss. The reason why I'm the way that I am now is not because of just good things. It's because I've failed at many things. There's things I was meant to protect at certain times that I didn't protect. And that made me realize my weakness.
Yes.
And so it wasn't,
And you had to do something about it, which made you into the person you are now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I lamented.
It's the response.
Yeah, I lamented my weakness. That was what got me here.
Yeah.
You know, there was times when, because I was afraid of who I was, I would lie. So I destroyed the part of me that would make me lie to people because that was weakness. There was times when I wasn't consistent. And so I dropped the ball at times when it was important, not just for me, but for my family.
Yes.
You know, because I'm a young father. I had a child when I was 19. And so becoming the man that could protect my son and make him see something that he wants to be, mean that I had to destroy certain parts of myself. When I was doing the spiritual practices, it wasn't, let me read about it. It was like, I have to actually do this.
Yeah, we have to jump in.
I have to test if this is going to work. So every religion that I studied, I went in for like a year. I said, let me see if this works. And then through that journey, there's certain things I dropped off, there's certain things I kept on. Astrology was something that stayed throughout the entire time. And then I started to learn about, you know, the Jacob's ladder, about what it means for a man to hold his seed and make it be crucified in his brain so it renews his body.
Oh, shoot, you're going there. You're going there. Let me ask you, what was your spiritual grounding? Where did you start?
I was a Pentecostal Christian.
Pentecostal Christian.
Yeah, come on, man. We have the good music.
That's it.
Yeah, you know.
Let me learn on that. Tambourine,
Yeah, the whole thing.
I didn't even know. I'm just playing. I didn't even know nothing about. Go on.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in church.
You know, my church was very.
So how did you transition from church? Like, were you like in the church? Like
I was in the church.
You was about that church, like
yeah. Like leading the choir. I was preaching on stage.
Yeah.
I was about that life. But a part of the journey was that part of it was a performance because all of me was not accepted. I'm highly sexual. There's certain parts of me that was never going to be accepted. And so
when did you know you was highly sexual?
I like 12. I've always been about this life. Come on.
What's going on?
Like, that's a part of my nature, you know, and I always knew that. But in church, you had to almost say a part of me was sin. You know, you're a born sinner. And I always knew I wasn't a born sinner. I always knew God was love. So if God is love, how can you say I'm born into sin?
It's hard to accept that rhetoric.
Exactly. So turning 18, I actually left everything. I just said I don't believe in God to my mum. I turned 18 on my 18th
Where's your mum
birthday.
from?
Jamaica.
Damn.
And I just said to my mum,
Lord Jesus, the man said, I believe in God. There's two reactions your mum can have. She can either bawl or cuss you out. Which one was it?
do you know what? My mum is good in the sense where unconditional love, innit? Because I was
them
like,
rare Jamaicans there, boy.
yeah, my mum is rare. My mum is rare. Like, honestly, she's a woman that is just rare in many ways.
Wow.
All the women in my family, they're monarchs, they're queens.
Amen.
Do you know what I mean? And she just was like, I knew she wasn't happy, but I said to my mum, I'm going to go out and sin now. And I didn't come home for like 3 days.
Wait, stop. Wait.
I'm gonna
No,
go out and
wait.
sin now.
I need to role play that in my head. You look to your mum in the eyes. Your mum's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of, like, was she born there?
No. She's born here. She's born here.
She's a bit British then.
Yeah, my mum.
Like my mum was like that as well. So there's another layer there. All right, cool. But still, you look to your mum in the face and say, I'm going to go out and sin.
I'm going to go out and sin.
Hi, mum. Wait, I'm going to go and sin now. I'm not going to church because today...
Yeah, I'm not going to church anymore.
I'm pursuing sin.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be the most terrifying thing a Pentecostal Christian
Could hear.
specifically
Yeah.
hear.
If my son said that to me, I'd be excited. I don't know about my daughter though.
No.
But like, but either way, I'm going to go out and sin. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, but
So what's the mindset behind that?
That I just knew that this church thing was a performance for me. Like, because I could sing well, I could get people to do things in church.
What kind of things?
Like you start shouting and all these things.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're praying. Speaking in tongues was never hard for me.
Yeah.
Like, the spiritual side of life has always been
Yes,
natural
it's been the
to
natural
me.
part. Yeah. So it's easy to be absorbed in that environment. But you was
Easily.
always ahead of it in a way.
I always knew this
Or should
wasn't...
it's not, yeah. It was the,
I would say I was ahead of it. Like,
Yeah.
I have no
yeah.
doubt in saying that
Yeah.
I'm ahead of the game at this moment in time.
Yeah.
But so I knew that what they were worshipping for me, the way that they was presenting God, wasn't a God I would serve.
Okay.
So I'm not going to believe in this.
Yes.
But I never had the knowledge to understand that it's not that they were not serving God, it's that man had twisted the message.
Perverted the way you serve.
Yes.
Yeah. And you saw beyond that.
Yeah, and so I was just like ready to go out and do my own thing.
Yeah.
Basically. And I did for a couple of years until I had a near-death experience. And then I kind of saw things. Like I kind of knew, all right, this me not believing in God thing, not praying.
Yeah.
I'm not meant to do this life.
For too long?
Yeah, God's going to take me out. God's going to take me out. Basically.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, so obviously after that moment, I lose my car. It was just a bad situation. My son's young. I was kind of hanging around with the wrong crowd and stuff like that. And that kind of gave me a wake-up call.
Yes.
And it was like, I need to be a man.
Yes.
But a man it wasn't about money. It was about character for me.
And what made you know that was the first area? Because if you're saying it's not about money, it's about character. Most guys at 18, literally, I vividly remember when majority of my friends and my peers, when they turn 18, that everyone clicks into that I need to become a man moment. And so for everyone, for most men, it's I need to get money. Because that's the entry point to becoming a man. What made it different for you that yours was like, no, character?
So, 2 reasons. One, my mum worked really hard that I never experienced poverty. And so money was never something that was important to me because I never lacked.
There it is.
And then also my dad that I was raised with, so I have 2 fathers, my mum's husband and then my birth father.
Wow.
But my mum's husband has never been someone who's been ambitious for money. He's always been ambitious to protect his family. And it's always been about character. From I was young, he wasn't the Christian man. He was the man that taught me about other things. Although because of my mum, obviously that tempered it a bit.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Because she was like, no, there's certain books that don't show my son, basically. But he was always talking to me about character, and I knew he was a man. There's no questioning. He is a man. He's a man's man. You know, like
Yeah.
before money existed,
Yeah, he was there.
he was that sort of man.
Yeah.
And then I also met my biological father, and he was a very driven man, but it wasn't about the money. He made a lot of money. He lived in abundance, but he was also a man of character, more so than money.
Yes.
And so seeing the both of them made me recognize what I was really lacking.
Wow.
And that wasn't money, because I could go out and make money. I'm smart.
Yes.
It wouldn't have been hard for me to go out and make money. What was hard,
That wasn't the point.
yeah. Well, because I even got a good sales job and all of these sort of things, and I ended up just not liking the job. And I'm like, I'm seeking money. So I went down to what I really wanted to see, because I wanted to be a better man.
Yes.
I wanted to be able to make money without needing someone else to give it to me. I wanted to be able to be strong in my character.
Yes.
I wanted to go back to the original points where I can communicate with God. Things that I had lost on the journey of those couple of years, me just doing wild stuff,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And so that kind of started me back on my journey. I started reading all of these spiritual books, reading about Tai Chi, the chakras, astrology. Miles Monroe, one of the greatest preachers that's ever lived, he always used to say he's not a Christian. He's a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And I
Jeez.
loved that.
That sounds like some Mikel the energy shit, man. I like that, man. I'm a citizen. Yeah. And then, yeah, because that changes the whole game.
It changed
when
the
you
whole-
look at yourself as a citizen.
And so then he always spoke about learning the laws of the kingdom. Yeah, and then he's learning the laws of the kingdom. And so I went out to learn the laws of the kingdom. So there's times I'm fasting. I tried to do a 40-day fast. Yeah, I got to like 9 days.
Like, I'm out. Let me out.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. But I was getting all of these different books, like just looking after my son. Do you know what I mean? We're just chilling. I was living a simple life. But,
Yeah.
you know, my mum was looking after me at this moment in time. Again, good parents. Like, I'm blessed to say that I had this the ability.
That's important, man. Big up the parents, man.
Yeah. and
Changes everything, innit?
It changes everything. And, like, that's also a part of why, like, I'm so passionate about what I do now. Because
Yeah.
I've recognized is that us as the parents of this generation, as the leaders of this generation, if especially with how far society has gone
Yes.
with encroaching upon the boundaries that we need to have as
Or
families,
Yeah.
it's so important that men stand up at this point and push that boundary
Back.
because I know I couldn't have been the person I am today if it was not for the three people that raised me to who I am. They molded me and put me in a position where I was able to see that there's more than this. Like, I remember having deep conversations with my dad about these things, deep spiritual things, both of them, from different perspectives. An African's perspective and then a Caribbean's perspective. And then my mum nurturing that and making sure that there was just enough money that I never needed to worry about it.
So now you're a dad and you're fully in your game now.
Yeah.
And you're a spiritual life coach. What is your main message of masculinity right now? What do you think is the number one thing? Yeah, because you got coached by. See, most men from our generation don't even have a dad around.
Facts.
Yeah, most of the
Facts.
brothers we would grow up with don't even know their actual dad. Yeah, but you got two powerhouses and your mum, which is beautiful. I'm blessed to have had my dad every step of the way. What's your main message now for men? Like, if you could drop one note, not one, but like, what's the one thing that you need to get into men's head about being men, masculinity? You spoke about divine masculine.
Yes.
What is that message, you think?
Discipline and responsibility is the only way that you achieve freedom.
Discipline and responsibility is the keys to freedom. You don't know. Discipline and responsibility is key to freedom. How does one arouse that discipline and responsibility if it's not there?
If it's not there, most people that if it's not really there, like the desire is not there, you are subsidizing it through drugs, sex, or something. You're not looking at your life. But when you really look at your life and you're not using things to stop the emotions hitting you, you know you're not free.
Yes.
You should be angry.
You should be angry.
I can't afford to go places.
Yeah.
I can't afford to do certain things. And you're sitting there, you're just like, bun and spliff, it's okay. Stop bunning the spliff. Sit down and actually face the emotions, face the pain, because pain is just an illusion. Pain is where healing comes into the body. But because we don't face the pain, we don't get the healing.
They don't get the healing.
So everyone's running. They're not being responsible. They're not being disciplined enough. Do the thing you don't like you love it. And then eventually you'll see the result on the other end. It's about like when you work out. Like if you do 100 push-ups a day, day 1, you're hurt. Day 2, you're really hurt. Day 3, you don't want to do it no more. Day 4, it's burning. Day 5, the burning might stop a little bit. Day 6, you're kind of just getting used to the pain. Day 7, you're more used to it. Week 2, the end of week 2, you see the results. And then you've got a desire to do it.
Yes. That's when the championship, the victory lap kicks in.
Yes.
You just got to stay in the game after that.
You have to stay in the game. Most people are not consistent enough. So they try like, all right, I'm going to try a new diet. I'm going to try cut out crisps. And you go 4 days. And then you're like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Let me take this crisp bit. You haven't done long enough. You say, I'm going to control my sexual urges. You do a week. You can't even do it. Every year, like, look at you. All of a sudden now, everyone likes you.
Just a little bit of sex. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
there's a little bit. Let me just touch it. Nah. Go 30 days. Go 60 days. Go 90 days.
90 days what?
Like, just
Go 90 days what? What are you telling the man them to do?
go 90 days. There's so many things. There's so many disciplines. But the first discipline would be go 30 days without having sex or busting it up.
Why?
The reason being is that a man's...
Why?
the main reason being, right, is a man...
30 days without busting a nut.
Yeah. That's like step 1.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't do that, there's something wrong in it. Yeah?
You hear a man that say? 30 days, no about snotting. If you're bad, no about snotting. If you're bad, man, no about snotting.
Because...
Hold it. Go on, 30 days. Hold this. We should talk about that. Because this is something, you know, obviously me and you've been talking about for a little bit.
Chatting.
We should get into that.
But-
Semen retention.
Yeah, semen retention pretty much. Why it's so powerful is that a man's sexual energy is actually feminine. It's cold. That's why your balls are outside your body.
Loud.
Right? So
Drop the science now. Come on, let's go.
what then happens is that this allows you to give birth to yourself. So most men, they don't know who they actually are because they've not given birth to who they are yet. Because the power to give birth to yourself, they're always giving it. They're giving it.
Where is it? Where's the power to give birth to yourself? Let's break this down, bro. Let's take it slow.
It's in your balls.
It's in your nutsack, your gonads.
Facts.
Gonads.
Like you need to be able to at least first it's just be able to understand that it's there.
Yes.
And sit with that to understand the power that's there because it's a fire. You sit down 7 days for the first 7 days, you're bun up, you're angry.
Is it? I mean,
first 7 days.
let me not talk because I'm like 7 days is normal.
For you,
A few
like,
weeks is normal, like.
sure, but
that's where I'm at though.
Yeah, you had practice. For me, it's nothing. 7 days is life. it's life. For
But
real.
certain people are busting nuts every. You think what is the average man like letting go of like
I don't know what the average man is.
statistics? Do you have the statistics on
I
that?
don't have the stats.
No, the nurse might have it though.
I don't have the stats.
When you're younger, you're probably doing it more.
Yeah, because
Yeah, you let off. Yeah, you're just learning the dragon at that point. But in your 30s, there's no excuse.
the thing is, but most men are even like that's why you're seeing a lot of like erectile dysfunction in people that are 30 because they're always letting it go. Because with the internet, porn became available to everybody.
It's treacherous out there, you know.
So you have to be able to sit with the fire because it's when you experience the anger will tell you what you need to do.
Yes.
And that's the start of the birthing process. The first emotion you're usually going to deal with is fear and anger.
Anger, yeah.
That's going to be at your root chakra. Then it's going to go up like, what's my creative expression? How am I meant to use this energy? And then it goes up. What sort of, like, what status do I want in life? Different things are going to be given birth.
at each stage of cultivation.
Yes.
I like the term sexual cultivation.
Yes.
Where it's like you're culturing. It's a new culture around your semen, around
Yes.
that sperm energy, the life force energy.
Yes.
Cultivate. But I love the way you're breaking it down in terms of pulling it from the root to the sacral. Keep going.
All the way up. Because what happens is that there's energy blockages throughout our body through trauma. Do you know what I mean? Like your childhood. There's certain things that just made there's certain tests to give birth to yourself. But these tests is actually the creator's way of showing us that it's the game.
Yes.
You know, like when you're playing the game, there's certain monsters you have to defeat.
Yes.
Level 1 monster,
Yeah,
the
level
end
one
of the
monster.
dragon.
Just jump on his head. It's done.
Yeah, but then the next one, you might need to jump on his head and poke it.
Yeah. You might it's a whole new different kind of armor you need
Exactly.
or technique.
But we don't cultivate any of that spiritual armor that we have. Because the first one is just being able to control your body.
Yes.
Be able to control your impulses. It's not even like there's many different ways, there's many different diets, all of these sort of things. It's just, can you commit to something and be consistent with it? That's
Yes.
step one.
That's
Because you
step
might
one.
be wrong with it.
Yeah.
But that's not the problem. Because the fire in you purifies a lot of the mistakes that we make. That's grace.
Yes.
And the grace is in us as men.
Yes.
But because we don't recognize that God's grace is already in
In
us,
us.
it's not something you seek externally. It's already in you. It's the fire
He's
that
taking us
burns.
back to church right now.
Yeah.
Man. That's that church foundation.
Yeah.
Talk to man, talk
You
to
got
man.
to, bro.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's like when you then cultivate it, you nurture it, then you're able to hold your frame. You know, everyone talks about frame, the manosphere, right? Everyone's talking about all of these things, right? These are misplaced spiritual concepts
Yes.
that have been brought down a couple levels, and now people are using it to manipulate people. But holding your frame is when you give birth to yourself, you know what to do to be you. But if you're always giving your energy out, the most densest form of your spiritual energy is your semen.
Yes. Because it's physical matter.
Because it's now physical matter,
Yes.
right? You then hold that, then it starts to get more ethereal. All of a sudden, the rest of your senses start to wake up.
Listen. The thing is, yeah, there's a lot of talk about that online, yeah? But like, can we talk about the experience of it? Because you see when I first, you know why I say this, yeah? Because people need to know that, for me at least, like when I'm talking, I'm like, people need to know that I'm just like every normal guy in
Yes.
terms of what I'm inclined to, the things I'm into,
Yep.
my way. It's just, I've genuinely found something better. Like when people used to ask me, how do you go so many years and you don't eat meat or you don't drink alcohol? It's like, it's not that I don't like my favorite dish was oxtail. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
It's not that I don't like, it's not about liking them things anymore. It's, I've actually found something better. That's what
Yes.
makes it easy. And so when it comes to the sex thing, like a lot of the time, I don't want to get the message misconstrued. It's like, when you tell MANDEM, yo, stop busting nuts, stop wasting your seed, cultivate that energy, semen retention. The first question, like when I think from a dude perspective, is like, why?
Okay.
Why would I? Oh,
Yeah.
Why would I do that? What, for what reason? Because
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like the first time you see when someone. It's like when someone says, like, why are you not eating meat? Until
Yeah.
you see the benefits, you're not gonna understand the reason to go into it. And so, for me, for example, the benefits that the semen cultivation didn't kick in for me until I experienced. You know, you could read something, hear about it,
Yes.
know theoretically how it works. You take it from there, it goes up there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You might even try a little, oh, I felt a little something there. But when it hits you, and when it comes through at the time when it's supposed to come through, and you can do that over and over again, and you experience your body as a man in ways you've never experienced it before.
It's different.
You're like, wait, this whole time that was in me? Do you get it?
Yeah.
That was in me this whole time.
Yes.
Bro,
We've been lied to.
we've been lied to.
We've been
That's
lied
what I'm
to.
trying to get. We've been lied to. Because it's more lit on the other side.
Yeah. That's
Sex
it.
is better.
On the other side.
women have a better experience. That means I experience her better.
100%.
I experience myself better. I'm walking around with a certain high and a certain level of peace. And guess what? Everyone, even women who are into pornography or are addicted to pornography, everyone says that the after effects of masturbation when you release is always down, always damaging, always melancholic. You get it? It's like so low. And it's like, that can't be the right way.
Let's talk about why, though. Why the melancholy hits. Because a lot of people, they don't understand the human body.
Oh, shit.
And the human body, it always wants to get back to homeostasis. So
balance, harmony.
Balance and harmony, right? So if you take it too high, it's not going to go back to baseline.
No, because
it's going to go, if it goes 10 points up, it's going to go 10 points down. So then you're watching a screen, and then your body is hypersensitized because you're watching a screen. It's not feeling this. It's using all of its data into its brain. I'm seeing this.
Yeah, it's not an interaction that's allowing the homeostasis.
So there's the body saying, I want this. I mean, I like this. Your nervous system is saying, I ain't getting touched. Your nervous system is doing all of these things, so it's overcompensating.
Go on.
And then, on top of that,
Said my nerve. Oof.
then you release and you give dopamine, meaning that you're telling your body to seek this. And the body is saying, I don't like this. And so your body then gives you a signal afterwards saying, this is wrong. That's where the guilt comes from.
People are going to cry at that moment. That's bad.
Because what you want is what you don't want. You don't want sex. You don't want lust. You want intimacy and love. And that calms the nervous system. Like, true sex is meant to be calming. You're meant to be able to relax into the experience. But when you're watching a screen, you can't do that because you're watching a screen. And then you're watching bare people do it. So, man, bam. One video.
Tabs.
Yeah. Right?
Tabs.
And then what happens
That's
is...
dread, you know, when you think about it on the other side. That's actually deep, man.
And then even for men, like the...
I feel it for men. Sorry, go on, carry on.
Yeah, for men, then on top of that, you give the seeds to create universes inside of you away for that. And
you give away your gold.
You give it to
your aura.
To a bed sheet.
A bed sheet.
To a bed sheet.
Nah, you can't be busting on your bed sheets, man.
Because
you gotta hold that, man. Go look for the bathroom.
In your hand, like, with a sock. Yeah. And the thing is, you see, when you tap into higher levels spiritually, you recognize that you're actually giving your energy to spirits.
Yes.
And they're siphoning your energy.
Intentionally. So bad.
Because the desire to see sex is natural. Desire to ejaculate isn't actually natural. Ejaculation outside of childbearing is just not natural to the human condition.
Say that one more time.
Ejaculating outside of childbearing is not natural to the human condition.
Facts. And again, they lied to us.
They lied.
And you don't know. Let me tell you something. I'm going to make you right by saying the fact you only, like, what you're saying is going to be like, put it this way. If I heard you say that and I was not on this podcast being the person I am, I'd be like, shut up. I'd be like, he's just chatting. Because until you actually experience what the reverse ejaculation does to your body,
and your brain.
Your the entire body, all the way up to your brain, and how you feel after that. Then you look down and there's nothing there. You've literally taken all that energy that was on its way out and you've used it to pump and feed your entire body. Bro, that's when you know what my man is saying is actual facts. It's not normal. It's like, even for me, I was like, semen should not see the light of day. It should enter somewhere.
And that's it.
That's it. If it's not, it shouldn't see light. You know?
It is light.
That's what I'm saying. It should be outside in the world.
Facts.
Bro, it shouldn't be outside in these streets. Bro. And you have an entire industry that's actually the culture of porn is having it outside. Is literally wasting that seed. Even the way men and women interact in that is in that way.
Yes.
And so, what you're saying is so powerful, and I really want us to drive home the experience, bro, because, again, I see a lot of people chatting, but like, personal experience, because me, I can talk from personal experience.
Let me give you
I
an
know you can
experience.
talk from personal experience, and it's like, that's when people are going to get that what man's saying is not just, oh, man's got bare books, or that's them, that's that woke stuff. No, bro, this is real. This is real. Like, it's so real. Talk to me.
Do you know what? There's one thing I'm going to preface this before I give the experience. That the universe is actually about our ease and pleasure. Mm-hmm. Those are two things that are inherent to God. Mm-hmm. We think we have to force this.
Yes.
So let me give an experience, right? So, you cultivate for a long time. There's times you cultivate for a long time. It just becomes your lifestyle, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're able to relax in it. So you relax your nervous system. Mm-hmm. So there's times, God's honest truth, I'll be walking. Yeah, just out in nature.
Yeah.
They ain't no reason.
Yeah.
Besides my own gratitude and the fact that I bust nothing long. And you will have waves of like pleasure going through your entire body
100%.
whilst you're grounding.
100%.
Whilst you're grounding. We're not even talking about doing the thing now.
Like, it's not a woman, it's just you and Mother Nature.
And it's your energy. Mm-hmm. This is how we more likely was walking on earth before. But our nervous systems are so shot by all of these dopamine spikes and everything, social media, food, everything is just high dopamine, high dopamine, high dopamine. We're not able to relax into the natural pleasure of what it means to be a human being.
We don't know.
Like, you can literally wake up in the morning, like, there's been morning woods that have made me just had an orgasm. Not ejaculation,
Not
have an orgasm.
Let them know the difference.
Like,
Not ejaculation, not a wet dream where you're releasing, but
It's
the
just-
morning wood. It's like, if you allow me, yeah?
go for it, please.
It's activation, innit? So the morning wood, you're activated. And that activation is a signal that you have resources that you can cultivate.
Yes.
It's like the tide has brought in gold for you to pan. You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? So you wake up with a morning wood, and I say this like to brothers, like when a woman activates you, before pursuing that woman, the first thing you should be doing is cultivating that energy for yourself.
Yes.
Because more than anything, she's allowed you to experience, she's allowed your vital energy to be activated in a way now it's been primed. You know, like when you buy a piece of machinery that you've got with engine oil, but to use it, you have to prime it first.
Yes.
Yes? Before you can activate the engine.
Yep.
That's what that is. When you're activated, aroused, and you feel that rush, and everyone knows what that rush feels
Facts.
like. That is the signal. That's the signal to cultivate that energy. To cultivate that energy because it's hot now.
Yes.
So that means you can take it through the breath,
Pulling in your stomach.
pull in your stomach, squeezing your pelvic floor. You can now bring it up. And I promise you, my lord, it's a liberty. It's a liberty.
And do you know, I want to add to that as well.
Come on, let's go.
Because different people activate different things in people. And so sometimes what's happening is that we're using energy that could have been the idea you needed, that you've been asking God for. And then there's a woman that the universe makes walk past you. You're not meant to try pursue her.
For the activation.
Just her energy is activated. You look. Every man,
yeah,
you look.
Yeah, man, you're taken.
And her energy is what's actually attracted you. Have you ever had it where MANDEM will be like, there's women that are beautiful and there's women that just have sex appeal.
Yes.
That sex appeal is the activation energy she gives to you.
Yes.
That is meant to be used for a specific
Yes.
purpose.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
your energy field is it's quite a few feet away from you. I think it's like 8 foot away from you, is your energy field. So when you're around certain people, they're encoding things into you by osmosis. And then we take all of that, all of the answers we need, just for you walking throughout your day. And then we give it to a sock.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Give me the lighter. No, that's so funny. All that to say, put it in the nah, that's good.
It's all this, when you wake up with the morning wood, are you touching it?
No,
No.
Oh, it's just happening.
it's just happening. Like, you can literally.
What do you mean? No, wood is natural.
Yeah, I know. When you wake up with morning wood, to have that ingasm,
Yeah.
innergasm,
Yeah.
are you activating it?
Yeah. No, you don't need to, but you can do that as well.
Okay.
You can do that as well. That's another process as well
Yeah, but.
to pump energy.
But you get
especially
to that point
when
where you don't have to.
yeah, but also bruv, like I said, yeah, you gotta understand. You gotta understand. Baby steps out here, you know.
Facts.
You understand.
Yeah,
the information we're giving is fresh, brand new. So like, so even for because it's about what I learned. The first time it happened to me, that inner gasm you're talking about, I weren't even expecting it, really. I was like, but I'd read about it.
Man starts like shaking.
Bro,
Bro, you shake.
shake. And I recognized it was that because I was like, oh, this is what happens to women when we have sex. But it ain't never happened to me before. I'm like, hold on, wait. You get what I'm saying?
You feel vulnerable.
I feel vulnerable. And it's me by myself, yeah? I'm looking around like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't have to feel. Because it takes you being in touch with your own feminine
Yes.
to even be sensitive to how the energy moves through you. You see what I'm saying? Most men are trained to think locally. Their entire sexual game is the phallus alone.
Yes.
Literally. The phallus and the blood that runs through it. Not even the balls. The phallus alone. That's that we've been taught local. So it is important for brothers to understand, because I would say if you're a millennial or even Gen Z, porn is your culture. Yeah, I can give that as a blanket statement. It's going to be variant to different people, but we all grew up on porn. So the truth is, call it 80% of men are masturbating or watching porn and releasing. Yes? And most of them are trying not to. And so one thing I want brothers to know is that a game you can play is, one, study sexual cultivation using masturbation to bring that energy up.
Yeah, start where you are.
Start where you are. And it's actually an important place to start because it helps you become sensitive to it. You're already doing it. And that's my thing is, you're already doing that. So how about instead of, a game for you to play is, instead of releasing when you're masturbating, practice, what do they call it, edging?
Yeah.
It's called edging. See, I learned these things afterwards. That's what happens to me now. I'll be doing something and I'm like, nah, I have to research what just happened. So practice edging, meaning taking yourself near to climax and then drawing that energy upwards and literally experiencing yourself through squeezing the pelvic floor and getting that breath in alignment, drawing that energy upwards. I promise you, it's going to change your relationship with yourself. And then over time, you're just going to be lit. You'll just be sitting throughout life. If you're on your job, you're on your phone, you're in the car, and you'll just be doing it. Whether you're aroused or not, you'll be drawing that energy up. And it's like microdosing, as we say, on your own essence.
I feel like this is a good segue to talk about breath, though.
Come on.
Because
Definitely.
it's impossible to do this without proper breathing.
Yes.
And we've been taught to breathe raw
God damn.
because we breathe into our lungs naturally. Like people tell you, I can't know how. It's like it's hard to do it. But people go like you're breathing into your chest,
Yeah.
isn't it? When you're
Yeah.
actually meant to breathe into the bottom of your
The
stomach.
diaphragm.
Yeah, breathe down. Because a lot of people, this is why we can't control our sexual energy.
We're not even connected to it.
We're not connected to our body at all.
That's mad.
Because your lungs are meant to help your heart pump. Your oxygen's meant to go into your system. So you're meant to breathe into your stomach. And then when you do that and you pull your stomach in, naturally, the nervous system around there, you're going to pump the energy throughout that.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to say to every man that might be watching and want to do this is understand that everything we're saying there is better on the other side. You do not understand.
Where?
You don't understand how good it is on the other side.
Hold on one sec. Take it off and look and delete some stuff. Yeah, go on.
Because on the other side, not only do you get more pleasure from the sexual act, the rest of your life starts to sort itself out.
100%.
It's like
100%.
This is
it's
not
like
some-
go on.
It's almost like, the best therapy, the best medicine the best protein shakes, everything mixed into one practice.
One practice.
Because you're giving birth to the life that you came here to do. So God's giving you the energy consistently as a man. It's hitting your brain, it's going down through your food, it's becoming your semen. As it then goes back up, your relationships with your parents start to sort themselves out. The relationship with your friends start to sort out. You start finding ideas to make more money if you need it. Whatever it is that you need at that moment in time is attracted to you. Because the creator, God, whatever name you want to give it, it never expected us to have to struggle. The struggle,
Of course.
is the illusion.
Yes.
Is that you have to struggle, you have to work. But struggling and working is different.
Different. Suffering is different
Yeah,
to work.
suffering, suffering is different. But we've been taught that you have to suffer. You don't need to suffer. You can walk with complete confidence, knowing that you will be looked after.
Yes.
And literally, like small things like your breath and cultivating that energy, bringing it up, and just doing that. Like as you walk, there's a practice I do. As I walk, I just breathe into my stomach and I just pull it in. That's something my dad, again, good parents.
My dad used to bust you on that one.
My dad has been doing this.
That's amazing.
His whole life. He used to say, tap my stomach, it hard, it tough.
Yeah.
Me breathe right, me breathe right. Someone could hit me in my stomach and it not happen. Because he's been doing this for years. That's just been him doing it. But he also told me he never touched a woman 10 years before he met my mum. So he's deep in this.
Yes.
So when you breathe into your stomach, naturally, this is a natural condition for men to be able to relax and feel waves of pleasure. This is meant to, I truly believe this is worship in the morning for men.
Yes.
When the energy hits you, you have to move.
You have to move.
There ain't no being lazy. There's no being lazy for me in the morning. I wake up, I start meditating, I'm feeling the energy. I'm like, whoo, all right, I'm up. I'm up.
Me ready.
Literally, and it's like, all right, cool, I need to do some writing, I need to do whatever, then I'm doing my workout because I've just got so much energy, because I'm not wasting it, and I also have no guilt, I have no shame.
That's another thing. Just like there's one thing, that one act can change your whole life in the positive side, that one act can send you down a whole rabbit hole on the negative side.
Yes.
Because of think about it like, there's a certain hour, for example, that you become more vulnerable to watching pornography. Like if you're sleeping late,
Yes.
or if you've got a bad diet, if you're up, if you're full of anxiety, you
Yep.
get what I'm saying? Or if you feel like you haven't completed a certain task,
Yes.
you want that completion feeling. And that's if you're not exercising or working out. See, like me, if I don't do CHEZA, my whole body's goes into I need, that's my exercise. That's where I go to release, let go, and I'm like, all right, cool. Whatever life is on can come. You get what I'm trying to say? And I realize everyone needs their version of that.
Yes, and everyone has their version.
Yes, exactly.
But you're too, you don't know how to deal with pleasure and you don't know how to deal with pain. So basically you're just weak.
Yes.
And there needs to be an acceptance of I'm too weak right now. My nervous system is too weak to deal with sensation because it's fried. And so when you do that and you slowly build up your ability to deal with pleasure, you build up your ability to deal with pain, then you're able to say, all right, I need to do this. There's certain workouts I do, and I no longer go to the gym because it was an ego thing in the gym. So although my body was getting a bit bigger, I wasn't doing enough to deal with the energy. Sometimes I need to do squats until there's a palpable, this is getting a lot for me. I'm doing a lot of reps and there's weight on my back. And then I get to this point where I feel like I'm high.
Yes. It's like an engine starts running.
Yes. When I get that high feeling is when I know, all right, cool, I can stop
Yes.
doing this. I've done enough.
Yes. It's not about numbers per se.
It's not about numbers, no. I do a lot of numbers, but this is not, it's not an ego thing. It's, I need to do this because, again, it's the endocannabinoid system. That's what's actually been activated. So I used to bun. I didn't want to bun. That was not something, I didn't want to do that. Right? Anyone does their own thing, but I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And so I had to find a physical way to make sure that my body released the same chemicals. That was hella reps in the morning. Just do it so I'm kind of shaking.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, 30 seconds rest. Do it again. Then it hits me. I'm like, all right, cool. I've got my high.
Wow. Wow, that is true.
And then I don't need it no more. That's the beauty of the human body, is that you get, when you're working with God or you're working with spirit or you're working with the universe, every practice that you have has multiple benefits. It's like when you eat right and you intermittent fast, it's not just one thing that solves. It solves a whole bag of things.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
first principles. There's certain things that you can do that if you do them consistently, it's like the rest of the small things that we find are issues. I've got no energy. I can't sleep. I find it hard to find a woman. I find da 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 da. Work out every day until you're done. All of those things stop because women will find you because they will like the energy you're giving off. You will be feeling better. You will sleep better. You will think clearer. Not because you're doing things to solve. This is, again, thinking locally, outside of the sex thing. Men typically they think too compartmentalized.
Yes.
So they're finding techniques on how to talk to women to get them to like them.
Yeah, it's like too many departments.
Yeah, how about just be a man?
Yeah. It will sort everything out. One time.
Literally, just be a good man, and all of the things that you want, all of the things that you need, just come to you, because that's the virtue of God. Like, we've moved away from true spirituality, which is understanding that the universe is just abundance, it's just love, all of these other things that we're feeling is the illusions. Pain is the illusion of I'm being healed. So if you thank God for the pain, because you know every time you're feeling pain, it's actually the light of God, Christ, the universe healing you. That's what the pain is. You can then give gratitude for the pain.
Yes.
And the more you give gratitude for the pain, you heal quicker anyway.
Yes.
So you experience less pain and the results come through. And so as you keep doing that, like, it's not an issue now when I've got too much, quote unquote, sexual energy. It's not. I just learn how to shake out, dance. Do you know what I mean? Like, I might wake up in the morning, like, okay, I need to dance today. Then I do my workouts, and then all of a sudden I'm high. I might have had 1, 2, like, whew, moments.
Yeah, beautiful moments, man.
Yeah, beautiful moments. And I feel
It's so
good.
nice, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we then, like, what it is that we're afraid, and this is one thing I know most people are afraid of, is that you're afraid of when you solve all of your problems that you think you have right now, you know you're going to be a different person. And so all of the other things, you know they're going to fall off. You know you're not going to have certain friends that you have right now.
Yeah.
You know it. This person is not good for me.
Yeah.
This practice
And
is
then
not
people get
good for me.
addicted to the fear of a lot of people is how great they will become, actually.
Yes, it's not our darkness that we're afraid of. It's actually the light.
It's the light.
You don't want to be that person. You don't want to have the money that you say you want to have. Secretly, there's something there saying to you that you're not going to be able to handle that amount of beats. So then you just, like, sabotage it. But when you accept the light, it is hard. It is hard.
What's hard?
It's hard accepting all of the light. It's hard to accept. You know what it's like sometimes? I don't know when you first started it, but when I first started semen retention, because of who I was, it was one of the hardest things I ever did. When I first said, I am...
When was it then? When was it for you?
All right. So, when I was young, like I'm talking as a teen, I was addicted to porn.
Bring it then, Ishi.
So, I remember going, I don't know how to stop this. Like, it was a prayer thing.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It was like...
100%. And that's I think that's
Because I
general.
had to tell my mum at I think it was I was 13, 14. I had to say to my mum, I've lost my virginity. I don't know how to stop having sex. I don't know, mum. Help me. And she's brought me to someone else, like, to pray. Not like bring like intervention, like they're praying for me. Like, it wasn't a small thing.
Yeah.
Because I was so addicted to the... Do you know what I mean? Just the release. I didn't see how I would live without it.
Yeah.
And that's why I reckon...
That's a rites of passage as well. Like, you have to know that that's what's in you to even know you want to enjoy it back. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know?
But I feel like that's the major issue. When we deal with all of our traumas, when we deal with all of our addictions, we know that we're going to be a new person. And so we're afraid of who that new person's going to be. But we have to want to give birth to ourselves. Otherwise, we have a world that we have today where the government tells us how to live.
And gives us some all kind of wrong ways to actually deal with ourselves and connect with ourselves, and puts us in this loop of self-destruction. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens. I think I had sex very early, like 13. I always say I had more sex as a teenager than I do now. I just did. I did. I was I was on it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I got bored of it. Say that again? Yeah, take all of them. That's the reason what it is. Yeah, but I got bored. Not bored, but a lot of things, like I always say to people, I stopped drinking at 16, the age when I'm supposed to drink.
Because you got bored of it?
Yeah, because I was drinking from early.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having sex from early. That 3 years was enough for me to go, do you know what, I'm on to something else. Do you get what I'm saying? That's when I started taking myself to church. And I didn't last long there because I was asking questions that they couldn't answer.
Mm-hmm.
That was genuinely on my heart. Like, I wasn't there to be antagonizing, but I was like, yo, what about this in the Bible? Like, what?
And they're like,
certain things were adding up. You get what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, the desire to cultivate. I didn't know about none of these things, man. Semen retention and all these. I didn't know about it. That's why I was so pissed off, bruv. Because I'm like, bruv, it shouldn't take this long. It should not take this long to know, for a man to know that that's what this phallus is for. That's why we have this thing. And also what we can actually do with that energy. That's a big window. Like, for me, this should be from you hit 16.
You should know.
This should be your rites of passage for you to understand, hey, you see this aura that sits in your gonads? Because that's what it is liquid gold. Yes? That aura that you have there that sits in your gonads is your fuel to cultivate life around you. It will design your world.
Yes.
And the women and your behavior with women will actually create karma in your life. The way you treat women with this energy will actually follow you throughout your life as well.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? That's something I learned very quick. I started watching. I was like, hold on, wait. No. There's something going on. Like, the older men would be like, yeah, you need to sleep with this many women. You need to go. That was a thing. Yeah. And I'm like, nah, based on you lot's lives, that doesn't sound like good advice.
I don't want to be like you.
I don't want to be like you. I get it. The urges are there.
Yes.
But there's got to be something else.
Yes.
There was no one to say, yeah, you should do semen retention or this, that. But it was like, I just knew that weren't the way based on the outcome. Yes. Same way I knew that, yeah, I wanted the nice cars and the nice trainers, but selling drugs, the outcome was telling me that wasn't
the way you should go.
Yeah, because look, everyone, it's like we're just walking into a dead end. And so that's what led me down these paths. But I do think, though, as going back to what you said, as men, as leaders, as divine masculine, it is important that we actually create spaces where we train men and young men in this understanding and discipline, create an environment where they experience the benefits of their sexual cultivation. Do you get what I'm saying?
I feel like if you catch them young enough, you don't actually need to tell them. Because they already know, as long as their parental side of it was done well. Like, because kids are creative, naturally. Like, my son will, if I put on music or whatnot, me and my son will just go shacking out in the front room. Like,
I remember you lot on CHEZA.
It's not something, it's natural. What happens is that due to trauma, this is what I feel like happens. Due to trauma, especially what they've done when it comes down to things like safety, which is your root chakra, that fear is what pushes us to release the energy because we don't have a space to put it anymore. I feel like naturally the body will do this.
Yes. That's another thing. It's not a fight. This isn't. Yeah, go on.
So it's more, and this is what I'm saying, men nowadays, we need to create the safe spaces. That's what we're missing. It's actually that safe space so that children could grow up in a safe, positive environment.
Natural.
And yeah, a natural, positive environment. When I say natural, like, you don't have to be bare trees. You can create a naturalish environment using buildings, parks, and stuff like that. But it's the safety. We have a government run by beings that are not natural. They are not from here. I will say nothing else. Research the Book of Enoch. Yeah, and you will understand that what is happening on this planet is just taking us away from our human nature. And so it's down to us as humans to fight back.
Amen.
And everything else is men. They become men again. Women will naturally nurture children better because they feel safe enough to do that. Men need to stop looking for their woman to love them unconditionally. She's not your mum. You have a duty to her. And if you don't fulfill your duty, it's not love. When that starts to go into place, I believe children will naturally lead the way.
Easily. Like it's just, you've opened up the portal for that to happen.
Yes. Which is why, for me, I feel like we just need to start with the men.
Amen. Yo, listen, Darryl, we're gonna do this again. We need to do part 2 because we need to get into some more of this. We need to get into some more of this rhythm. Yeah, but family, Nirvana. Yeah. It's wrap up time, innit? It's
not gone off yet, but we've got a few comments.
No, we don't want it to lock off there because that's the whole life. So we don't, like, let's make sure that's clear. Yeah. Yeah. Battery wise. Yeah. So yeah, but what we will do, but family, this is not gonna be the last time you see Darryl. You know what I'm saying? This is a good brother here. He's always at CHEZA. You know what I'm saying? He's always talk to me about your experience in CHEZA, like from a brother's perspective, doing the work that you've done. Like, what's your experience been like with CHEZA ROHO? Because you've been on it since I've been doing it during lockdown till now, where we got CHEZA Club.
I feel like CHEZA ROHO is a good space for, especially as a man who doesn't like clubs and whatever, to be able to actually just step into like almost like my feminine, like to let go, not be the whole, I'm going to work out, be disciplined all the time, a safe space for me to be myself, play with my energy. Because I'm always cultivating, I'm always doing the serious side. CHEZA gives me that way of playing with the energy.
What you've cultivated.
Yeah, that's it. It's learning how to use it, how to make it flow throughout my body. It helps me to relax with my chi as well, because you can get very tense sometimes as a man.
Yeah.
When you're doing it's all like, yeah. But CHEZA, it's like, I remember when I first went into it gave me the permission not to be so tense with it.
Yes.
And then it helped me to flow with it. And that flow, man, you just have to be there, man. You just have to be there. It's not for everybody. If you're uptight and you want to be like alcohol and all that sort of stuff, yeah, it's not for you. But if you want a safe space to be yourself and play with your energy, I ain't seen nothing else like CHEZA ROHO.
Yeah.
The other day, I was like, show me, we were singing.
Yeah.
What, 30 minutes afterwards, it was just flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my God, yeah.
That's like, that reminded me of like church. It's like worship. They say
definitely.
David danced, and everyone said you shouldn't dance like that. That was in the Bible.
That was in the Bible. David was doing CHEZA.
David was doing CHEZA. King David was doing CHEZA.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? It's something. I don't. Maybe, but I feel like everyone needs it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a new way, especially for people that want to be spiritual. You come from a certain background, you know how to dance, you want to wind your waist. This is a part of your culture, but you're away from the alcohol and the drugs now. And you're trying to be spiritual, but you don't want to be boring.
Yeah, you don't want to be boring because that's actually the way you get thrown right back into the pit.
Yeah,
because you've not put that in. You've restricted the energy. You ain't put it nowhere.
Yes. And it is too much always to be productive with it. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, I could be productive all day, all week, and then I'm like, all right, I still got extra energy.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I go CHEZA.
Because the play, you need a place for it to circulate.
Yes.
And release and let all of that. You know, like when you let the Titans out, you let them run around, all the elements, and then you put it back in the box.
Yes, because
that kind of vibe.
One thing I've noticed, every time I've been to CHEZA, have you not noticed this? Every time you go to CHEZA, it like rains for a bit and then it stops.
Yes. It does.
Every time.
Even the one in Brixton.
Yeah, especially when every time.
It rains before and then it stops. Yeah.
And do you remember, I think it was the last time I went, and you could literally see, like, it was like a circle around where we was.
Yes.
Remember, I was showing you the cloud, I was like, yo, bro,
This
like...
is not normal.
This is not normal. I mean...
Do you know, yeah, living in the motherland taught me about that energy. We really don't understand our relationship with the elements around us and just how much we actually influence life, the elements of nature around us. And this is not something that I've studied. Ask me the scientific terms, I don't know. It's something that I've experienced and seen through living in the motherland and watching. For example, like where I lived, there was like a village right behind where I lived, and certain times of the month, you be woken up at like 1 a.m. All you hear is like drumming, like you've never heard, like things that will erupt you out of your sleep, like erupt you, like you can't, you just gotta chill. And then literally I noticed it because it was like a pattern. After they do that, heavy rain. And I saw it happen too, because I lived where I lived for 3 years in the same place. It's like clockwork.
Okay, yeah.
So you hear it once, it's raining. You don't pay any mind. Next minute, it's raining. You'll be like, hold on, wait. And me, my gift, I always say my spiritual gift is rhythm. How I learn, my genius is rhythm. I spot patterns in this matrix, and I'm like, there you go. And that's how I learn. So I was like, you lot are bringing this rain to you. And I'm seeing you do that every time now. Because also, it just goes away after they finish as well. And so and then next one was with CHEZA.
Yeah.
The first time we ever did CHEZA was in Ololua Forest in Kenya, in Nairobi. Ololua Forest. It's this beautiful forest. If anyone's from Nairobi, they know about Ololua Forest. Long story short, we was using music, and my friends, Deeper Connection, they're a crew of percussionists and drummers, saxophone players. Fam, when we locked off, the battery died on our speaker, and then we started just doing instrumental. When I tell you, animals started to gather in the forest to look at Wagwan. When the electronic was off, it was now just us, our voices, it was barefoot, we was out there, there was a river there. Certain people went to go just jump in the river and start bathing. It was the most... Listen, them things that we dream about when we talk about, they took our this, they took this, them worlds that we come from still exist.
100%.
Fully.
100%.
It's just a matter of rhythm. Rhythm will take you into prehistoric experiences.
Yes.
And one thing I noticed, like you said, I'm glad you noticed it. I don't think we've ever discussed that, actually. Every time CHEZA happens, when we do it, it's like it's going to rain. It rains a little bit. It rains enough to make you think this event is not even going to take place. But it's like a cleansing.
Literally.
Then when it takes place, it's the driest, clearest sky
ever. Literally.
And it's like the moon is spotlighting the whole experience.
Yeah. 100%.
And I'm saying to you, I don't know how this sounds, but I'm saying to you, do not underestimate your involvement in that happening. Do you get what I'm saying?
It is our involvement in it.
100 million %. The agreement to do that ceremony is what designed that experience.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes. It's the energy.
Because literally, just outside there, other people are not having that experience. Does that make sense?
Because you can see the edge of the clouds.
Yes.
You can see the edge of the clouds. Yeah, and you know there's somebody else not getting that rain that might be 3 miles down the road. And they're like, nah, it's not raining. Like, and the thing is, they talk about like ojas and all of that sort of stuff, which I'm not going to go too deep into, right?
What do you call it?
Ojas. So when you
say it loud enough so that at least someone else can pick up the gem.
Ojas, basically, they talk about when you cultivate your energy enough. First, it's your physical body it heals.
Yes.
Then it's like your emotional body. Then it's your mental body, right? The spiritual body doesn't need healing because the spiritual body is just ever present.
Exactly.
But then your energy then connects to external spiritual powers.
Yes, the wider network.
That's when people start having like telekinesis.
Yes,
this is when you start
come
doing
on.
remote viewing.
Now, all right then. See, now you might have to restart this podcast now because this is what I call the dial-up. This is what I call the dial-up.
Read a part two.
We're going to do a part two.
Read a part two.
Because when you talk about, remember I told you, the only reason MANDEM are going to stop wanking and letting go of their seed is when the opposite of that shows greater rewards. Just like going to the gym, you get muscles and you're strengthened. When you start tapping into your personal spiritual power, meaning your own genie, meaning the way God communicates through you.
Yes.
The benefit of cultivating your sexual essence and not releasing it is tapping into God's spiritual power in you, which will be telekinesis, super healing, super strength, clairvoyance, and a myriad of other things.
Yes.
As unique to the individual. This is what it means when they talk about X-Men. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's that. That's the other side of it. You see?
Yes. Part two, man. Part
Bruv,
two. Part
and
two.
again, this is not reading stuff.
It's experiencing it.
I promise you.
Experience
I
it.
promise you, bro.
The first time you see yourself.
I promise you. It's not even a reading thing. It's like, I'm being so genuine as like, the only way, man, as much as I love sex, love women, pornography, all of that kind of stuff, it doesn't equate to the experience you get when you bring that energy in, and you just can't. It's like undoubtable. It's like, well, now you just live a life of trying to do that over and over. How do I do that again? How do I do that again? That's all I'm thinking about after is that. After that first experience, how do I do that again?
Yes.
Okay, I just did it again. Damn, hold on, wait. I don't even need to watch nothing to do that. Hold on, wait. Oh, I could do that. I'm doing it right now. Do you get it?
Yeah, then you walk into the park.
It becomes your liberty.
Yeah, then it becomes your lifestyle.
And then you feel like you tapped into a secret.
Yes. Yeah, that's heaven on earth. People don't understand. Heaven on earth is so simple. It's the simplest thing you ever experience. You'll be disciplined enough. You go out to go eat with your family, and you'll start eating food, and you'll be like, oof, oof. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, oof.
You'll be like, what's gotten into him?
Yeah, literally.
Then all of a sudden, you got so much more vitality to play with life in general.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes. And then it's just finding ways. It's just then finding things to put it into, which is the hardest part sometimes. Is how do I fill my time with things that are actually productive?
Yeah.
Because that was my biggest issue at the time. I had so much energy. I was like, yo.
That's still my issue, bro.
I'm sleeping for like 3-4 hours a day. What am I doing? I used to sleep for like 7 or 8. I've got an extra 3 hours in my day. I'm bored. You know, it's like I'm sitting there and I'm like, God will be like, alright, do this. Alright, cool. Then the other day he said, how do I have time for certain things? I'm like, bro, man, I've got too much time on my hands. Got too much time on my hands certain times.
Alright, Maat chess. One by one, we're going to place the magnets in. The aim of the game is to get all your magnets inside, hematite magnets, healing. I'm sure you know the properties of these. But put one by one. We're going to take it in turns. If it magnetizes, you have to pick up what magnetizes.
Okay.
The aim of the game is get all of them in there without them magnetizing. I'll start.
Oh, you started, yeah?
What's wrong with that? We can continue talking. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do this. There we go. Go on then.
I said central. Bomber clad.
I can see Darryl's already entered competitive.
I know he has, didn't it? He has, you can completely hit it. He's like, he's entered that zone. Bomba! My thing is gone. Nah, that's usually the opposite tactic. Bruv, it's so bad, isn't it? It's always the guests that win, isn't it? Have you noticed that? I need to be a guest on my own show.
Woo!
Boy.
All right, there.
That was so dope. Man said, I loved, oh my God, that's so dope.
That's sick still. I like that game.
Yeah, it's dope. That's powerful still. Yes, family, thank you for tapping in with us. This has been a powerful conversation. I've enjoyed it. And again, like I said, like this podcast here is brought to you by Maat People, sponsored by the good people at Netta Vital, our family, our spiritual health store family. Come and visit Netta Vital, 25 Brixton Station Road for all your spiritual health needs. Come and visit Netta Vital family. Get yourself right, because the journey into spiritual health is a holistic one. So it's not just about how you're thinking, it's about how you're eating, it's about who you're parring with, your energy, what you're putting into your mind, what you're putting into your mouth, what you're putting into your energy, all of that stuff, man. Tap into this podcast on our YouTube, Maat People. Again, my intentions here and our intentions is to bring the community that we have. Like I said, these are people that I par with offline, people that I really respect for the path they've walked. It's not easy. Life is not easy for no one. And so when we see people like this who've taken themselves intentionally through a process that they didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? It's something not only to celebrate, but to learn from. And yeah, this platform's about amplifying voices like Darryl here, family. So Darryl, let them know where they can reach you and what they need to reach you for.
Yeah, reach me on Instagram, Darryl_Whittaker. You can reach me for spiritual life coaching and astrology, even spiritual health, you know. Sometimes we just need a safe space to be able to talk about the issues that we're going through on this path, and I'll create that safe space for you so that you can heal.
Ashay, what's your Instagram?
Darryl_Whittaker.
Amen. And I'm Mikel, the energy. We also have Nirvana Liberty in the house.
Who picks that one up?
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like, what rule is that?
Yeah.
I put one down and his one magnetized over there. I've never seen that happen before.
I'll pick up.
That's a good sportsman. Because I put it down, but another one,
Magnetized.
nothing to do with any...
That's fine. Let's go. Oof. Oof. Can I pick anyone, yeah?
Yeah. My daughter smashes me at this game as well. She's 4 years old. Bomba. Utu, she secures the perimeter before she does it. Yeah, she pushes the...
Oof.
That area's cursed. Man.
Yeah, that is cursed, but there's nowhere else to go.
You get lucky right in the center sometimes, you know.
Center's done.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
That was my last card as well. The game was almost finished. He nearly had them. Mikel was nearly through. Just in the last point, he threw the game.
Sometimes it's about knowing which side is actually magnetized.
Yeah, but you don't know until you get there sometimes.
It's true.
Unless you can feel it. You saying you can feel it in your body? God damn, you definitely feel
I
it.
mean, I ain't feeling nothing.
Bomboka rascal. Yes! Victory! Look off the cameras. I won. Let's go, family. Family, thank you for tapping in. Come visit Netta Vital Health. My brother from another motherland, Darryl, Mikel the Energy, Nirvana Maat. Peace in, love. Out. Bless up.
Bless.
Yeah, man.